Alrighty, hey everybody, welcome to this video. This one's going to be a quick and easy one about painting up a Witcher Medallion. So what I've got here is I've got a 3D printed Witcher Medallion from the third video game. Printed this up in about 3 hours. I already have this primed and sanded, so essentially all this video is going to be about painting it. And to do that, we're going to use these all-clad airbrush paints. If you don't have an airbrush, you can use spray paints. They work just fine. A lot of the same painting techniques can be used, just the only difference is that I'm using an airbrush versus a rattle can or hand paint if you wanted to do that too. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. We're going to go ahead and put this gloss black on it right now, and then I'll explain the rest as we go. But let's get to it. Alrighty, so we're kicking things off. I went ahead and just put this guy down with a piece of tacky putty just to hold it in place while I was painting, because with it being a light plastic piece, if you don't do that, it's going to fly off the table. How do I know that, you ask? Well, because the first time I didn't do that and it flew off the table. But going in with the all-clad gloss black right now, you'll see in a second here, it splooshes out like a lot. This is because I didn't have the flow set right, and it came back to bite me later because you're supposed to do one light coat and then one heavier coat. Well, you can see it happen just then. But basically that just forced me into doing the heavy coat first and then letting that dry and doing the silver immediately after. I don't recommend that, but you know, is what it is. Had to happen. So just wrapping up the black here, making sure that I've got a nice even coating on everything. Even in this case, meaning splotched everywhere and super heavy coat. Yep, so then I'm going to go ahead and grab the all-clad chrome here. That's the paint that I was using. I can go ahead and show that to you right now. Runs about $15, I believe, for a bottle of that, so not super cheap, but you can't argue with the results here. This one also ended up splashing on me. I'm breaking in a new airbrush right now, and it's kind of being a pain, but I'm getting it worked out, so not incredibly ideal all the time, but you know what, it still does what I need it to do, so no complaints in the long run. I still couldn't be happier with the results. But after I get this all chromed up, I'm going to go ahead and go in with some black acrylic paint to do some weathering. Wrapping up the chrome right now. It doesn't take very long. This is a super quick and easy process, but like I said, I went ahead and grabbed a paper plate to do the weathering on. So I just got some acrylic paint here, just some regular old black acrylic paint, and then I watered it down with my favorite acrylic thinner, which is a mixture of isopropyl alcohol, distilled water, and a little bit of glycerin. I found that to be a nice blend that seems to thin it out pretty nicely, but also gets some nice pigment and spread. So just basically dabbing that on everywhere to make sure that I get a good coating of that, and then you just kind of want to dab off the excess with a paper towel or tissue or something. This just leaves that paint in those really heavy black dark areas, so that you get a nice contrast and shadow, and then when you rub it off, it leaves it almost as if it's like got some dirt or grime on it. But I really enjoy doing this, especially with props like silvers, because it really brings out the shine, where a lot of times the shine can kind of just blind you away from some of the details. So even on a pristine prop, I'll do this a lot, just not to the heavy extent that I did here, just because I think it still makes the details pop a little bit more than you would if you were to just flat paint it. So wrapping that up here, you can see I'm about to dab off the last bits, and then this guy will be ready to dry. And then from there we will be all set. Like I said, quick and easy. Alrighty, so we've got this guy all nice and complete here. I'm super happy with the result. I think everything turned out exactly the way that I was looking for, and it was just a quick, fun one-day build. Most of my time in this was waiting time for things to dry. Everything else was, I think I had about an hour's of work maybe less. It was probably more like 30 minutes, honestly, in total work time between painting and sanding and stuff. But super easy, super fun. Funny enough, right before this, I had a couple of interesting things happen. My tripod managed to break. So that's currently being held together by duct tape right now. It's a really old tripod, so it was definitely on its last leg, no pun intended, to begin with. But I do have another one on order. That one's not going to be here until the 30th of this month. We're currently at the 9th as of the time of filming this. So bear with me for the next couple of videos, as some of the angles aren't going to be able to be as detailed as I'd like them to be, or as intricate as I'd like. But literally it's being held with duct tape right now, so I don't really have much control over that, but we're gonna make do with what we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff that you guys already know about, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Stay creative.